Welcome to Math Study Tutorials, and in this video we're going to be taking one of the questions from Cambridge IGCSE Additional Maths 0606. It says find constants A, B, and C such that the square root of P then times Q to the 2/3 times R to the negative 3 and then PQ to negative 1 all squared and then multiplied by R to the negative 1 is equal to P to the A times Q to the B times R to the C. And then we're asked to find the constants A, B, C. So all we need to put in place here, we have to understand the laws of indices. So we have the root of Q, that's the root of P, the root of P, and then times Q to the 2/3 times R negative 3 all over PQ negative 1 all squared times R negative 1 is equal to P to the A times Q to the B times R to the C. So all we simply need to do here is to simplify. So it's important to note that if we have an expression such that we have A to the M over N, it's simply equivalent to the root of A, the nth root of A to the power of n. So the square root of P is same as P to the 1 over 2 because we're going to get the square root of P and then raise it to 1, which is root P. And then times Q to the 2/3, and then times R to the negative, right? And then PQ over here, let's simplify that over here. PQ negative 1 all squared. We're going to square each component, and that's going to be P squared, that's going to be P squared. And Q to the negative 1 all squared is going to be Q to the negative 1 times 2, and that's going to be Q to the negative 2. So that's P squared times Q to the negative 2 times R negative 1. So we could then simply make use of the division laws, this, and this, because remember, we're relating this to P to the A times Q to the B times R to the C. And then that leads us to the law. Watch closely over here. Over here, pay attention. X to the A divided by X to the B is equivalent to X to the A negative B. So P to the half divided by P squared is the same as P to the half negative 2. Then multiplied by Q to the 2/3 of negative 2, because we have a negative down here. And then times R to the negative 3 negative of negative 1. And then that's P to the half. 2 could be written as 4 over 2, right? So to make the job easier, half negative 4 over 2, which is still, that's 4 over 2 is 2, negative 2. Then times Q to the 2/3, and then negative is positive, right? And then times R, then negative 3, negative is a positive, and this is plus 1. And then if we simplify, we're going to have P to the 1 negative 4 is negative 3, then over 2, and then times Q 2 over 3 plus 2. We could write 2 as 6 over 3, right? To make the job easier, 2 over 3 plus 6 over 3, and then times negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2. So P to the negative 3 over 2 times Q. 2 plus 6 is going to be 8. 8 over 3 times R to the negative 2. And then we're going to compare this with P to the A times Q to the B times R to the C. So if we then compare P to the A to P to the negative 3 over 2, comparing Q to the B with Q to the 8 over 3 and R to the C with R to the negative 2, we can therefore say that A is equal to negative 3 over 2, B equals 8 over 3, and C equals negative 2. Solved. Thank you so much for watching this video. Right, if this is your first time of coming to this channel or you've been here, please do well to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification button so that you'll be informed when another video is uploaded, and so that this channel will continue to grow and get to others out there who need it. Right, thanks once again. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Have a nice day.